Hi guys, it's Gibson and welcome to another episode of We Should Talk, which is a new series for In the Know where I will be interviewing celebrities and sharing my thoughts on pop culture moments and different stories from working in entertainment news for the past 5 years. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I wanted to say, first of all, I appreciate all the support that I've gotten for this show in this first week. It's kind of overwhelming, and I wanted to share, when we first launched, we were available on Spotify, and a lot of people followed us there and still follow us there. If that's where you want to listen to your podcast, great, amazing, you do you. But I also wanted to share that we are now available on Apple Podcasts. And I know that a lot of people have to listen to their stuff there. I do. I know that's where I prefer to listen to podcasts. So please head over there and subscribe and rate and review and do all the things that all the other podcasts you listen to ask you to do as well. It really does mean a lot. It would be so greatly appreciated. I already feel the support, and just please keep it coming because we need this to grow this show. So for our second episode, we have an interview with Kim Zolciak Biermann and her daughter Brielle. They are stars of Don't Be Tardy, which is entering its 8th season on Bravo, which is kind of crazy. Kim was one of the original cast members on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She just like is a Bravo icon. She's very polarizing, admittedly, and so is Brielle. But she, whether you like her or not, she is an icon on this channel that we all know and love. Her and Nene Leakes are this just duo that has such a rich history, whether they're on good terms or bad terms or somewhere in between. It's really honestly hard to keep track these days, or it always was hard to keep track, but they just played off each other and had so many classic iconic moments back in the day. But there is something to be said for the longevity that Kim has had. She's been on Bravo for 12 years now. And this season of the spinoff is going to follow her family as they go on an RV trip across the country for 40 days. It's a wild premise considering that how big their family is and just their dynamic. And it's honestly a really, really fun watch. So we talked a lot about the show. We talked a lot about sort of, the haters that they get online. A lot of people are really hung up on Kim and Brielle's appearances. I mean, people have been talking about this stuff for 5 years at this point, and it's just getting really, really old. But, they didn't hold back when I asked about these things. They have such a good head on their shoulders. They have such thick skins at this point. And so, when I asked about, what their thoughts are on people being so obsessed with what work they have and haven't had done, and how much they look alike and how much they look different from what they used to look like, and they're just why do people care so much? And so we talked a lot about that. We talked about their friendships with the Kardashians and the people around the Kardashian. They were on the season premiere of Keeping Up with the Kardashians a couple weeks ago at Malika's baby shower. So I asked about that. I asked about KAB Cosmetics, which is their really successful makeup line. And it was just a really dynamic, fun interview. And anybody who is a Bravo fan would really, really love it. So stay tuned for that, further into this episode. But I do want to talk first about this show that I could not stop thinking about, which premiered on Netflix last Friday, Emily in Paris, which stars Lily Collins as Emily, who is a young marketing executive who is moved to Paris for a year to help run a smaller marketing firm for her bigger company. And it's just such a delight. When I knew I was going to love it, but when I turned it on, I just took this deep breath, and I was just this is what I needed. I needed this really optimistic, really earnest, really fantasy filled show that could take me away from kind of all the stuff that's happening in the world right now. And I don't always love earnest. I kind of like my shows to have a little bit more of an edge, but this does have a slight edge. It's it's in Paris, so there's that kind of French edge from the French character on the show. Emily is certainly an earnest character, and she makes some fashion choices that are certainly choices. Couldn't be me with some of the things she was wearing. She's that girl who would wear a beret when she's in Paris, not hating. I'm just pointing that out because I think it's a telling characteristic. But anyway, it's a really fun show. It's amazing music. It makes me want to listen to French music all the time. I've listened to the soundtrack on Spotify all week long, and I just can't recommend it enough. And it's no surprise that it's an amazing show because its creator is Darren Star, who isn't a household name, but if you pay attention to the TV world at all, you know his name because he has one of the best track records in TV of anybody. He created Beverly Hills 90210, Melrose Place, Sex and the City, Younger, and now Emily in Paris. Hello, done. Sign me up. I knew I was going to like it. That's why I knew I was going to like it. And side note, if you don't watch Younger, which is a show that stars Hilary Duff and Sutton Foster and it's been on for like 5 or 6 seasons, I think we're waiting on them to film the final season now. Amazing show, so binge worthy. Same kind of vibe as Emily in Paris, but in New York. So yeah, Darren Star always gets it right. And I just, Emily in Paris is just one of these shows from quarantine that I'm like going to be thinking about, and I cannot wait for the next season. So definitely check that out on Netflix. So before we get to my interview with Kim, we talked about her relationship with the Kardashians and those around them. And it got me thinking about the one time I have ever interviewed a Kardashian, the one time I've ever met a Kardashian. It was last summer. And, it's not every day that you get an email in your inbox that says interview opportunity, Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick together. Obviously, I screamed when I got that email, got it approved by my manager, booked flights to LA for 30 hours, and I knew I was going to get 8 minutes with Khloe and Scott. 8. They were doing a joint press day for Revenge Body and Scott's short-lived but kind of amazing show, Flip It Like Disick, on E! Last summer. And they were doing everything together. And, I could have gone in trying to get like the tea. I could have tried to like get the tea on the Jordan Woods situation or the Tristan Thompson's relationship status or just whatever was going on in their family. Last summer, it's really hard to keep up, but like she obviously was never going to give me the tea. So like that would have been a waste of my 8 minutes with her and Scott. And so I was like, what can I do? We played a game. I went all the way back in Khloe's Instagram. I went all the way back in Scott's Instagram. I thought back to their like most iconic moments on Keeping Up, and I compiled them all, and I had them just like react to these old moments together. And it ended up being really, really fun. And I like walked out of this hotel room where the interview took place, and I just like, I was like shaking because it was honestly like one of the bigger moments of my career so far because it's the most famous person I've ever interviewed. And Khloe was so friendly and professional and warm and welcoming when I walked into that room. Scott was like vaping when I walked in, I believe. So like he wasn't super welcoming or friendly, but he wasn't unfriendly by any means. But Khloe like really just like, it was kind of reaffirming how nice and warm she was, because I've always heard that the Kardashians are actually very professional people who are always on time and nice to those who they are working with. So that was really fun. And the cherry on top of it all was, so I posted a picture like right after, obviously, like couldn't help myself. But then once we got our video edited and then when we published it online, I posted a clip from our interview of the game we played. And Khloe commented on it saying something along the lines of like, such a fun interview. Thanks, babe. She called me babe. I literally died. I had to like check 100 times, make sure it wasn't like a random Khloe Kardashian fan account, like pretending to be her. Life made. And I know that that's like a celebrity commenting on a photo, like shouldn't necessarily be like a highlight of my life, but like, guess what? It is. And that's just how it is. And I'm not ashamed of that. So anyway, that was my one and only Kardashian interaction moment. And it just lived up to the hype that I put on it. And so I wanted to share. Anyway, that's enough for me for right now. Keep listening for my interview with Kim Zolciak Biermann and Brielle Biermann, whose show Don't Be Tardy returns to Bravo on October 6th at 10 p.m. and it'll air every Tuesday at 10 p.m. going forward. Enjoy the interview. So we are here with Kim Zolciak Biermann and her daughter Brielle Biermann, stars of Don't Be Tardy on Bravo. Thanks for calling in, guys. How are you?
Thanks for having us.
In unison, I wouldn't expect anything else.
That's so funny.
We're doing great.
We're doing really well. Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, I would love to start it off because 2020 has been a doozy of a year in so many ways. How are you guys doing? How is the family doing? Because there's a lot to kind of keep up with right now.
We're doing really well. We're doing even better because in Georgia, our kids go to private school, the little ones, they're in school full time. So that's been kind of a nice break. Yeah, there's some serious protocols that they're doing and did. And so they are in school full time. So that's a nice break. But I've really enjoyed, to be honest with you, I've really enjoyed every single moment that I've gotten to spend with my family that I wouldn't have otherwise. So I've looked at this as a real blessing. We've remained healthy, thank God, throughout the entire process. There are days where you just, I'm not one to like leave the house anyway, but there are days where it's just like, oh, you just want to.
That's me every day.
Yeah, Brielle will just drive around the neighborhood just to like get out a little bit because
you have to get out sometimes. I mean, I was at home for 5 months, and you have to give yourself that time. You just do.
Yeah, it's being home, not seeing some of your friends, or being able to go to some of your favorite restaurants. Like when we at first didn't know the severity of the situation and kind of what was going on, I think everybody in March was like in panic mode. Croy was like, "You guys cannot even go to Chick-fil-A because I don't know if you can
horror.
If we would
get to go food and we'd have to unpack it on this specific table, bleach everything down.
Like,
it was
we were
serious.
going through the ringer dealing with.
Yeah, it was serious.
Yeah, it totally was. But I mean, there is a little bit of, I mean, I think for me, at least, Bravo in general has just been sort of a form of escapism throughout this whole year, you know, as the pandemic has continued. And obviously we have a new way of escapism through Don't Be Tardy, which premieres on October 6th. I can't believe it's the 8th season already. That's wild.
Really, really been such a blessing. This is the best season yet. The most dramatic and the hardest, but the best.
I mean, so for people that are listening that don't know, the premise of season 8 of Don't Be Tardy is that Croy wanted to take the family on an RV trip across the country. And I feel like the jokes honestly write themselves, considering how big your family is, how like just your dynamic is just like the fact that you guys are all going to be in this confined area for 40 days, is it? Yep. I mean, it was last summer. So what was it like? Tell me about what we can expect from watching this on our TVs.
Well, there's definitely some very unexpected moments, a lot of tears in certain situations, a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, a lot of just really living in the moment. I tend to like always thinking about tomorrow and the next day instead of like truly living in the moment. And that was my goal, was to really focus on being in the moment.
Oh, that's funny, because I was thinking like, when am I getting off of this?
Yeah. I mean, I did too. Trust me. I definitely was thinking the same thing, like get me out of here at certain times. But we as a family are super close, but that's really close. Like to all be on this RV.
I was asking a lot.
All slept on the RV. It was a lot.
It'll be really fun and interesting to kind of see how things play out, because it was filmed like a long time ago. So I just can't wait to see, because there was like secret cameras like everywhere, so that way they could
every
moment. And I just, looking back, I'm like, oh my god, I have no idea what the season's going to look like. We went through so many crazy, fun, sad, like you had like every emotion.
Well, I mean, I kind of screamed in the first episode because I was like, okay, there's something that's not adding up here. Like, how are they going to be on an RV without all their stuff? And of course, there is a truck that's like basically a huge closet for your entire family, which like made my life.
Boy built that entire closet in a Ryder truck that you cannot put nails in. You cannot put nails in a Ryder truck. So think about that, right? Because you can't. So he built this entire closet, so it had all of my water, because I travel with not only my wine but also my water, and I packed 40 outfits for each and every one of us, with shoes,
obsessed,
hats, headbands for Kaya, and that, and every little hanger with an outfit had a picture of what shoe or what headband went with it, so that if Brielle was dressing Kaya, she knew, or Croy or whatever. It was very organized. My husband spent a couple of days building out a closet. Croy could do anything. You're going to see that this season. I've asked him, I got to the point where I get so annoyed that he can do everything. It's like, what can't you do? My eyebrows. And he did I was going
to say, if he did this whole closet himself, like I'm kind of sensing a new career path for him. Like he needs to like,
but he's built houses before. So.
Right. But just in terms of like the organization of it all, it's just like, that's insane.
He's pretty amazing. You'll see, God. If it wasn't for Croy on the trip, there's no telling. We'd be stuck in Tulsa.
The organization, he should be like the home edit, and he should just get in my closet. Organizing.
Let's not.
I think, hey, season 9, baby, let's go. Okay, but I wanted to like ask a couple by the numbers questions, because you mentioned your wine, and how many bottles of wine did you guys bring?
There's my wine.
We have the red Solo cup, the signature red Solo cup. How many bottles of wine did you guys bring on the trip?
I brought 40 bottles. Which
One
I don't drink
day.
a bottle a day. I don't drink a bottle a day though, but just in case, who knows what was going to happen. And then Brielle stopped and was picking up red wine. I drink white. And so she was picking up red wine, but I forget that she can drink too now. I mean, she's going to be 24. So like, I forget, she's not a big drinker, but she'll definitely be on this trip. We all
that adds to the fun. That adds to the fun here for you guys. Yeah. You can kind of commiserate together a little bit.
Yeah. I think the first or second episode, we were
hammered
together
in Nashville. Yeah.
doing shots. First night.
First night. Oh my God, that's embarrassing. First night in Nashville.
I mean, I love that for you guys. I watched that episode, and you guys find like a Matthew McConaughey kind of look-alike, but like I think you guys might have had a couple of shots by then already, because like
yes.
That was hysterical, very funny. But you didn't.
I thought it was him. Okay, I saw him from like a couple yards away, dude. Like, it was not what I was expecting. He looked.
No, we didn't see his face, but like people were all kind of staring at him and stuff. So we definitely were like, oh my God. Yeah, we definitely thought it was Matthew.
That's so funny.
Until he turned around.
Until I got close and I realized it was like leather, and it was
right.
He sang us a song too, but the songs obviously probably we can't copy.
Right. Yeah. I love that though.
And Ariana was like ready.
So fun. Well, I think it just kind of gets into like what the premise of this season really kind of allows for, which is just really kind of off the cuff moments when you go to these different cities and you never know what is going to come your way. And that's, I think, what makes this so fun. You're not just like, and I love when you guys are just kind of like at your house hanging out, because you guys are so fun to watch, but this adds like a whole other element to that, which I think will be really welcome.
It definitely does. We went to some very small towns.
Yeah.
That we've never heard of ever in my life, and I'll never go back to. And then we ended up in Vegas, which is my favorite part. And so the entire
act like we ended in Vegas.
No, we didn't end in Vegas. All I cared
about. That's the
about
highlight, okay?
The first 3 weeks, I was like, I quit. I'm done. I've had enough. Like, get me out of here. And my producers would be like, Vegas, baby. Vegas, 17 more days. I'm like, okay, 12 more days.
There was a point when we had to be somewhere after Vegas at a specific time. And we had to like literally pull her from the slots at like 10 a.m. because she would not leave.
It's the only thing that I can do in my life where I don't worry about my kids and like worry about anything. I can just literally let go.
She doesn't worry about losing millions. She doesn't care.
I'll sell a kidney or a kid when I'm at the casino, but I just love it. And it's like
that's so fun.
I mean, I do.
You're just as bad.
But I have like a limit. Like, okay.
No, you don't.
Kind of. More than you. You like sit there and you're like, hey.
I'll eventually get it.
We'll find the answer this season, clearly. Kim, I mean, in the second episode, there is an emotional moment where you reconnect with your aunt, who you hadn't seen since before you married, and you guys talk about your parents, and you find some really heartbreaking information about your father and his health. I mean, and you know, I've been watching on Bravo for years now, and you've always sort of been open about your relationship with your family members and sort of the difficulty there. You know, how is it any easier now to open up about that stuff? Is it still really tough for you to, because those are really real issues that you are facing in your life, you know, and those relationships are strained. So I'm just curious, like, how it is for you now, like after all these years, to continue to open up about having difficulties with your family.
You know, I think it happens more often than people realize with families, you know, and I often used to think, oh, it's my parents. I have to talk to them. It's my mom, it's my dad, no matter what they do to me and said and stolen and whatever, I have to talk to them. They're my parents. And then one day I just was like, I'm a parent and I need to protect my children. So no, it's not hard for me to open up and be honest about that. What was hard was I've been very close with my Aunt Lori my entire life. She's amazing through all of this. She doesn't really get in the middle of it. But when she shared the news about my dad, it was just kind of like, oh, it's going to rain tomorrow, you know? And it was kind of like that tone. And I was like, wait, what? And I just was like, okay, my family, you can be assholes, like my family, some other family members, you know, you can be rude. I have a brother who didn't notify me of this. My own, like, I don't know. I just think, okay, you know, Brielle's an adult. If she wants to go talk to my parents, she can, right? It was my job until she turned 18 to protect her. And if they didn't harm my children, they probably still have a relationship with me. But, you know, I just think when there's certain things, you know, that are this serious, I should have been told. So, and it was casually said to me. So I was like, not expecting it at all. I was totally looking forward to just a chill dinner. I was pretty tired. This is only few days into the trip, and it's pretty exhausting from the jump. So it was very hard for me to swallow, and had me pretty upset. And then that confused me. I mean, I will always love my parents, right? I think there was a part of them that did a really great job with me. I'm very proud of who I am. I'm sure they are very proud of who I am as well. But, and they're still my parents at the end of the day. And so to find out that, you know, this serious was like, oh God, you know, like, and I have thought all these years, you know, what if something happened to my mom or dad today? Would you regret this time not speaking to them? And honestly, my kids come before anybody. So, you know, I've made that decision a long time ago, and you have to be okay with that decision because it's the inevitable at some point.
Totally. And I think, I mean, and Brielle, I'm curious all from your perspective, what it's like, because, you know, Kim, you've had this difficult relationship with your parents and other family members, but then you've also created this really tight knit family with Croy and your kids together. And
because of that.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I definitely am thankful for I'm thankful for it because it definitely made me, I feel like, a better mom and really the things that my parents didn't do, listen to me or acknowledge me or do certain things that really upset me, I try to really do with my kids. And I can't imagine doing to my kids what my parents did to me. You know, like at the time it was like, oh, that's your parents. But like, as I became a parent, had more, like, just, yeah, it's pretty mind blowing. But go ahead, interrupt you.
Well, really, I think, like she said, if she didn't go through that we probably wouldn't be as close as we are, or maybe we would. I don't know. I think that's also just your character and who you are, and you're just like a good person. Like it's not hard to care. They're your children. It should be, you know, natural to care
a
and
given, right?
And to not do the
there's no greater love, I feel like, in the entire world than like a mother's love for her child, period.
Oh my God. Stop it. You're so sweet.
Oh, I'm like framing this moment.
But I'm actually, in a way, I feel like it's like a blessing and a curse that we've gone through this type of situation.
For sure.
I'm really, really thankful that me and Ariana went through it because we're very strong. And I'm not sure if maybe some of the littles could experience a situation like that the way that we kind of did and move past it, because they are very sensitive, especially KJ. I think, you know, he would probably, I mean, he's such a sweet child. I feel like he would
very
think
innocent.
Like he did it. He'd think it was his fault, or he would think, you know, and I'm like so thankful that like Ariana and I are like very strong and level-headed and know, like, you know, that it shows more of them, and like it has nothing to do with us or even my mom. Like it's like they're just who they are, and you can't really change that. So
that's it.
You know.
Bottom line, they are who they are, and you just can't change it. I was always open with them about certain situations. I kept some things quiet until it got to the point where they were affected. But it is what it is.
Well, I think you guys have such a good perspective on it at this point. And so, you know, but I do think it, like you said, Kim, earlier, is that like a lot of people have similar issues with their families. And so it is kind of, I think, probably comforting people to see these struggles that you have and be able to relate to them. So I think just kudos for you guys for being so open about it for so long.
Thank you.
Yeah. And on a lighter note, I mean, Brielle, in this season of Don't Be Tardy, we're going to see you kind of on the prowl a little bit. You know, like you're on both episodes that I've seen, you're like, okay, where are the hot guys? Like, okay, let's find somebody. You send your sister off to get somebody.
Can you tell I'm single? Like I'm clearly still am single from that situation. I was looking for a man, wanted a man. There's actually something really funny that I was looking forward to the whole entire trip, and it was not what I expected at all. I had no idea. When you think of dude, right? Like a dude ranch, you think of like men on a ranch, right?
My dog, I'm sorry, my dog is like so nosy.
It's okay. Hey, we're living at the seat of our pants. Come on. It's like, there we go.
Sin.
Come on. Oh, I love it. We love a visitor. But Brielle, how does like being famous complicate your love life for you? Because I mean, you grew up in front of cameras, but how does, you know, what's it? You probably get more like suitors, I would guess.
Well, I have a lot of celebrities or high profile people sliding in the DMs, or I'm around them often. So like I'll meet them and then they'll slide in and try to have conversations with me, and then they'll throw in, you know, a picture that I may not be too interested in, that might have been faced.
Oh, like a naughty picture. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, a DP in the DMs that's 24 inches.
Yes. So, you know, there's a lot of things that go down in the DMs for real.
Okay.
That I'm not really interested in.
We're not really, I don't know why, guys. We always talk about this, like, we're not into the DP pics. Like, that doesn't get us going. You're not going to get the new picture back.
Unsolicited? Come on.
Like, no. It is a definite sign. Like, actually, you know what that does to you? That gets you blocked and just off the list of ever having a chance. Like, we're not into that. I don't know why guys think Brielle's into it. I've seen more DP pics in one day than I've seen in my whole life. Between Brielle.
I'm from Brielle.
Yeah, seriously. I'm not even kidding. It's mine.
We do have a PSA. Please stop sending them to Brielle.
Sure way to never get a date with her.
We're done.
And I guess you can find out if somebody Facetunes or something because the file or I don't know.
Yeah, the file like will say like Facetune or whatever. So
rookie mistake.
You save, you see.
I love it. Oh my God. That's crazy.
But dating is a little difficult, especially during this quarantine situation. It's kind of put things a little bit on hold for me because usually I'll like catch a flight and I'll go like see somebody or whatever, go meet somebody new and have fun or just get out of town. And I can't really do that right now.
She loves to travel. Like she wants somebody that's successful, but then she also wants somebody that like tomorrow at 2:00 in the afternoon can just fly to Turks and Caicos or.
I mean, don't we all?
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I guess, yeah.
My life is very free. My job, my life, everything. So I can kind of just do what I want and not many can.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, and honestly, it's like, it's so fun because it's like you're a mother, daughter, and we're just talking about this. Like, I feel like you guys are also best friends. And I'm curious, just sort of like, how fun is it for you guys to just like kind of approach this world of celebrity and TV together and just have each other always to like, I don't know, like be open with, but also like commiserate with as well.
I think it's really fun. And it's super funny because like we'll leave an event and we'll be like, yo, like we'll be, talking a little bit about certain things that happen there or people and whatnot. So it's like cool that like I have.
No, you usually are saying to me like, stop being so judgmental. Stop being so judgmental.
I do say that.
She's been saying that to me a lot lately, but no, I feel very blessed about her. It's really fun. Like, I mean, what better job is there? You get to work with your family. You get to do interviews with your daughter. We're very similar people. So it's very, very fun. I mean, we've been on TV, 13 years together?
Wow. Yeah. Is there anything that you guys aren't open with each other about or is everything kind of fair game? I'm getting two to sort of like lip shrug. Okay, we're good. It's all open.
Are you trying to tell me something that you're hiding?
No, I tell you everything.
Oh, I was like, are you shrugging your face? So you're like, yeah, wait, well, I don't want to tell you, but no, I mean, I
tell you everything.
Yeah, I know.
To, like the last weird
yeah
things you probably wouldn't want to share with your mom.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's awesome. And I think, it's obviously no secret that it's well, first of all, Kim, I've been watching you on TV for 12 years now since Atlanta premiered in 2008. And it's just been so kind of interesting just as a viewer and a fan to watch sort of the conversation evolve around you. And I think that like you both in particular have such a good approach to like negativity online that you get and just like speculation. And it's no secret that people like for some reason are so hung up on like your looks and like work you've gotten done and work you haven't gotten done. And I'm just curious like how does that get like annoying or do you, I mean like it must like get really tired to just like hear people.
Well, I think
I don't even know how to end the question. Yeah. Just like, I would love to hear from you guys.
What I would say is, it's been like 5 or 6 years of the same consistent bullshit that you guys bring up. Like I'm bored. Can we start talking about something else, please? Like find something else to make fun of me because I've replied the same replies. I've heard the same comments. Like I'm so tired. I get it. You think my fucking lips are terrible. You think our noses are fakes. Our whole face is plastic. Our hair is crazy. We're fat as like, I don't care. Like, I will tell you this. I haven't dealt with this fat comment stuff because I've always been a very small person, but I was on steroids. I had a pretty bad infection right before this RV trip. And so I was on steroids for the entire trip. And I'm definitely not my body so much, but my face was really puffy. And so I'm getting these fat comments and I'm like, oh my God, like I have never really had to deal with that. And it's just gross to me. Number one. Number two, I think that, I had a stroke. I'm on heavy duty blood thinner every day. It's not like I can just go and have a procedure tomorrow. It's not going to happen. My cardiologist is not going to clear that. So, people like, I've never had a face. I'm 42, right? So yeah, I get Botox, definitely. I definitely do my lips. I definitely have my boobs done. I definitely did my tummy. And I've been open with people with that. I didn't have to share my boobs.
No, not at all.
Tummy tuck on, don't be tardy. But like, I want women to know, like, you can still be a mom and still be beautiful and get, do your hair, do your makeup, get dressed up and still be beautiful. Just because you're a mom doesn't mean like let it go. And that's always my goal. And that's what I want women to understand. That's where all of my passion, from skincare and having great skin to KAB Cosmetics to Salty Kids, all of these things that I'm so passionate about is because I have 6 kids and I still want to feel beautiful. I still want to feel my best. And I think that people genuinely hate that. But the comments that people say, and I tell my girls this all the time, is that it's a direct reflection of them. It has zero to do with me or anybody.
100%.
Like, it do everything with them. But what you put out, you get back double. So it's like, yeah, you're miserable, bitch. Why? Because you're sitting here on the computer writing a nasty comment. So you just took 5 seconds of your life to say something mean to me. That's going to come right back to you. It's a boomerang. You know, it doesn't really affect me. But I do sometimes get on there and she'll be like,
she needs to stop.
Croy will be like, give me the phone. Cause she'll be like, your lips are so big. I'm like, your ass is so big. And Croy's like, give me the phone. Give me the phone right now.
Well, that was my next question was like, I feel like you guys have some of the best responses to this, like really outrageous criticism that you get, like for no, like totally unsolicited. And it's like, it never ends, but you guys have some of the best brutally honest comebacks, like I think on the internet. And I'm curious how you decide when to respond, when to block, when to just like ignore, because it's tough.
When Croy's not around, when he's in the shower, I'm like,
actually, there's I've commented enough on the lips. I've commented enough on the nose. In fact, you know what's crazy is I was actually telling my friend the other night, I was like, look, I want to take a video so bad of like the bottom of my nose and show people like, hello, I would have a scar there.
Well, you
like
can look at you your whole life. Like the noses in my family are pretty dope. Look at Kaya.
Whatever. The people are crazy, but the things that I've commented on, I'm done responding to. Like, I'm so bored. Come up with a new topic. So with the Croy picture, some girl commented like something.
You know, we're talking about the Croy picture where she
from his birthday party, right? It was like, again, like non-issue, but
weirdos.
Right.
Sorry, excuse my French.
It's okay.
Some girl commented like, do you think do you and your dad like have fun together or something weird? And I was like, do you hook up with your dad? Like you're like who thinks like
literally, like, why does your mind even go there? You know what I mean?
She goes, I'm so sorry, girl. Like, you know, I love you. Like, it was just a joke. Don't hate me. Okay, bye. And I was like, you're weird.
Yeah.
Like
literally.
Just a joke, but you had to put it out there. So it's just, right. But anyway, so I just like, again, like, I think you guys are in such a tough position, I think, in terms of like.
We just love to hate, but we have some of the most loyal and incredible followers.
That's great. Yes.
Have helped me through some of my tough times where I ask questions and I need advice and they're there. So it's like those 10 assholes, there's 10,000 amazing people.
Totally. So, you know, different topic. I was watching the season premiere of Keeping Up with the Kardashians recently, and I saw you guys in the background at Malika's baby shower. And I knew that you guys were sort of friendly with that whole crew, but how did you guys sort of first cross paths with the Kardashians and also like some of their friends? Because it's fun to see you guys together.
Many years ago. I met Kim a long time ago, but Chloe and I think, I don't know. I feel like it's been 6-7 years that we've been friends.
Really, I became close with like Malika, and I talk to her and get some advice from her sometimes. And I think from that, like, it kind of just, we've become friends with.
Yeah, I love them. I think they're really good people. They're like ride or die kind of people, you know, honestly. Yeah, I adore them.
It's great for, I feel like you go get a little bit of advice.
Sometimes. Yeah, advice. And I feel like, you know, because television and this kind of world, like there's the trust is awesome to have friends that you can bounce things off of or ask things or, you know, whatever things that you wouldn't ask just a normal friend. I feel like yeah, we just have a really cool, relatable connection almost.
Mm-hmm. And in some ways your experiences are so similar because you both have reality shows, and now you guys have KAB Cosmetics, and they obviously are very experienced with building these beauty brands. And that was, again, leading into my next question, which was like, did you get any advice from them on just like what it's like to build one of these brands? Because I don't know, it's a competitive market, and you guys have had so much success with KAB already.
No, we didn't. I think it was kind of a in my mind, my thought with KAB Cosmetics was, you know, I want my girls to like stick around forever. Ariana was really pushing. She was enrolled at ASU this year, but due to COVID, she stayed home.
Right.
But it was like, what can I do to kind of keep my girls here and at home and working with me? And so we love cosmetics. And then Brielle, obviously I'm 42, Brielle's 23, Ariana's 18. So we're all kind of these different ages. I like a little bit different, but Brielle's like trying to keep me young. And no, my goal was to keep them around me and home, hopefully, and start something and kind of do it successful. My thing was I hated the taste of lipstick. Like I hate it. And I hate the way it just feels waxy. So all of our lipsticks are scented with vanilla cupcake, and it's really hydrating, and the formula was really important to me. So we went at it from a standpoint of like from cashmere, using really good products and making a really hydrating formula. So our lip kits, I mean, we sold out before on pre-orders, and it was like, oh my God. I mean, we were so overwhelmed, and we can't, our lip oil, we've stocked our lip oils like 3 times.
You really can't ask for a better start to a business. You really can't.
Oh, it was like very emotional, and like, we sit there and watch everybody online, and it's like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. Same thing with Salty K. Like it was super emotional for me.
It justifies the haters a little more too.
I think people know they love to hate, but they know that I only like nice things, and I only use good products, and I only use good ingredients, and that's important to me. And cruelty free always. My bathing suits fabric is all sustainable. It's important to me. So quality. But no, I did not consult. I did not consult kind of with that.
Well, I think that like the success of the brand and both of these brands so far is just sort of like, it speaks to like the fact that you said earlier, like you have so many adoring fans that should drown out the hate that you get. So like, and this is proof in the pudding.
That one comment you read though, that one negative.
Of course.
Comment,
oh yeah, of course.
Like
and that's at the top of your head for the next 24 hours, 100%. But I mean, what's it been like just being in business together now? Because I mean, you, Ariana, and Brielle are so close, and now you're kind of ratcheting it up with, okay, let's start a business together. What's that been like? Because that adds a whole another dynamic to your life.
I think it's been fun because we can be creative. We
bounce like ideas off of each other, and I'm like, oh my God, I love this, and my mom's like, it kind of sucks.
I hate glitter. We all hate glitter. So like highlighter with glitter or body oil with I don't want glitter in anything. So like that's kind of been a funny thing because a lot of our products will come with glitter, and it's like, no, dude, leave the glitter out. But we're very similar. We have very similar tastes.
And congrats, because I saw recently that you're featured on HSN, and that's huge. I mean, that's a whole other platform. That's
mine that I've had all my life. I didn't know what or how or when, but I wanted to be on QVC, HSN. They're owned by the same people, I guess now. But so my whole life. So that was pretty surreal.
That's the dream, yeah.
We did really, really well. It was really fun. But what's funny, and we've actually not ever told anybody this, but the night before, which we had to be up at like 4 a.m. This is like maybe at 9 tonight. We found out that Brielle could not speak because she did not take the course, the HSN
But
course
I didn't
know
that I had to take it. So
we were told she didn't have to take it, so she couldn't speak. So she was like this. Right? And I was like, oh wait, you can't speak.
And all these people are commenting, and they're like,
she's so
how
dumb.
Embarrassing.
You're
dumbass.
You're like one of those like spokesmodels that are just sort of like, okay, look at the face, look at the, like holding up the lipsticks.
Every time it was like the longest 12 minutes of your life because it's so nerve-wracking, right?
Right.
But and so exciting at the same time. And then when we were done, it was like Brielle could finally speak to me. It was just funny. But we had a blast.
I love that.
Big dream, big dream of mine.
Mm-hmm. So I mentioned earlier, I've been watching you since the beginning since you were first introduced to people on TV in 2008. I can't believe it's been 12 years. Right. And I'm curious first, like Brielle, do you remember a time before cameras were around? Like, do you remember anything before that time? Because you were so young.
I remember some of like the life when we were growing up, and we weren't really, we were struggling a little bit for a while. I do have a lot of memories from that time, but all my life is now, like I couldn't imagine any other situation. I'm kind of like Hannah Montana. Some people care and some people don't. So
Hannah Montana.
Well, yeah.
Hey, I'm into it.
Yeah. I can go to Target and I'm not like having to have security. Like I don't think I'd ever want to be in the position I think maybe like the Kardashians are in. Like you're just bombarded and you're just have that level of like untouchableness that's like insane. And I don't ever want that. But I also like tell my friends, I'm like, I don't even know if would you guys follow me if I wasn't on TV? Like I'm just like, would I have any followers? Like what would my life be like? So I don't want to, be a nobody in a sense.
And you're not, so.
I
feel like we would be best friends.
I know, right?
I can see it.
We would all be best friends.
Kim, but I tweeted out though, because you have had so many moments on Bravo over the years. I wanted to know like what people thought of as your sort of like most iconic ones. And I'm curious if you could like pinpoint that. Like what do you think is your most iconic Bravo moment or two, or one-liner?
I think one of the most iconic moments was season 1 getting changed in the parking lot at the gas station to go to Sheree's party. Like everybody talks about that to this day.
Yeah.
I think I have a lot of one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Iconic moments like every season you were on.
No, exactly.
I didn't even
like you were so funny back in the day. You're now, like back then, dude, you were like 29, drinking wine, chain smoking, like thriving. How about you sitting in the Porsche with your cigarette?
This meme that's going around of me sitting in a car with a glass of wine is reckless. I was in a parking lot filming and just talking to Sheree like it's the most ridiculous. There are so many, like just like saying Nene had a dick in her pants, Shirley, and I wonder why she's mad. Just like she ate all her teeth, like just stupid like that I would just kind of always say. But Nene is really funny too. So I mean, I wouldn't change.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the cast just played off each other, and it was so fun for so many years.
I thought you were singing Tightrope.
Tightrope is a mess. I think Bravo should do a like season 1 of Housewives of Atlanta all together again, just to catch up and see. I think that would be so dope and fun for everybody.
I mean, I think I would love that. And I mean, obviously what people bring up is Don't Be Tardy. Like to me, that was number 1 response that I got. And for me, like one of the funnest moments was last year at Bravocon, because I was there at the Watch What Happens live taping when after all these people come out, we think the show is over, and then
everybody was like, the crowd was not having fun. Nobody was really excited.
I was like, it was my Super Bowl. Like I had like a couple vodka sodas. I was living my life. And then at the very end, we get the surprise of Kim Zolciak coming through the crowd singing Don't Be Tardy with Andy Cohen. Like that, what was your experience of Bravocon like? Because like that was like just a dream.
Andy called me and I was like, why am I on a panel with housewives that aren't even on TV anymore? Like, why am I with all these girls? I was pissed, actually.
And Andy's like, no, it's basic because I'm not a housewife basically either, in essence, right? So it was the people that started the franchises, but I didn't take it that
the
way.
OGs.
I read where he had me. So I was pissed. And so I texted his ass. And then we got on the phone and then he was like, listen, I think you should come out and sing. And I was like, dude, I'm 42. Like I've had kids. I'm not into it. I always wanted to be a one-hit wonder. Don't Be Tardy sold over 1 million copies. It was super successful.
It's still a jam.
I just love it.
And Google Me's even better.
And so,
such a bop. I love it.
So I said, let me think about it. And then I was like, I don't think I can do it to Croy, right? I was like, no. Because I am actually shy. Andy will tell you that. I'm super duper shy. And so like red carpets scare me. I don't like it. I'm not myself. I'm very shy.
Mm-hmm.
So then Andy's like, well, I'll sing with you. And I was like, okay, then I'll do it. If you sing with me, I'll do it. And he was like, oh my God, okay, it's done. And I was like, oh, like, okay. So that's kind of how it came about. But you know what? It was great. That's hard to do in front of everybody, in front of all the, it was tough for me to do.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm so shy that like singing in a studio is fine. Being in front of all these people, going to all the gay clubs that I performed at, because I much more prefer gay clubs than straight throughout the whole
right
tour. No, like totally different vibes.
Yes.
No, I had the most fun. And so it was so much fun singing with everybody. Like I had
of course.
But doing that in front of like your peers and your fellow, people on Bravo, and then with Andy Cohen, it was definitely stressful. I definitely had some glasses of wine beforehand. But
also it's like you kind of pioneered the Housewives song a little bit. And like there were some people on that stage who have songs who weren't asked to perform. I'm just saying. Yeah. So like I'm, that's a win for you as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sometimes you forget that. Like I do think get more wrapped up in the fact that like I am.
Let me tell you, that money can't buy you class, and that how many do I give song. Sign me up.
They owe everything to Don't Be Tardy. Come on.
I will play it all night, and
Andy has always been so supportive of the song Don't Be Tardy. He plays it at Watch What Happens Live every night,
yes.
Not now, I guess, because COVID, but my kids.
Oh my God.
Like
I love it.
Yeah.
It's timeless. Well, Kim and Brielle, it was so fun to talk to you. I feel like we could go on for 5 hours.
We'll have to do this again.
We'll have to hang out. But Don't Be Tardy season 8 premieres on October 6th and it airs on Tuesdays on Bravo at 10 p.m. I think everyone, it's such a joy to watch. It's so fun to watch. And so I can't wait for everyone watching and listening to watch it.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Right. Thanks so much, guys.
Ciao.
For more stories from In the Know, go to intheknow.com. You can also follow In the Know on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and find me, Gibson Johns, on Instagram and Twitter at Gibsonoma. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.